How has your experience in Denver been over the last couple of weeks?
Been great. We've been working hard. We all know our goals, and just working hard towards the goals and towards accomplishing.
It's intriguing to watch you and Joker on the court at the same time. What comes to your mind when both of you are lined up out there?
Well, we're trying to give different looks, different looks to score, different looks to defend. It's fun to play with him. We haven't played much yet, but that's why we're working. That's why we're putting these lineups together, and hopefully we can do good things with this lineup.
You've only been around the group for a little bit, but do you understand, I guess, why there's championship expectations here? Do you feel that with this group?
Well, yes. It's a very good, talented group, and core of this group was together a long time, so they know what they're doing. Probably for the new guys, we gotta get that, get that sense and get that the game style. But that's why we're working. That's why we're in the gym. That's why we, playing every day, going live, up and down, just to get that feel.
With the second unit, do you feel like you're getting a sense of how you want to play, how it should look together?
Yeah, it's going to be a different look because different personnel. But yeah, we're putting up a second group together, and we gotta do a damage.
You came off the bench last year for the first time, really a lot. You have been a starter forever. Does that help going into a season like this? Obviously, you lost the start, but does that experience help?
I want to win, no matter what my role is. No matter what my role is, playing, not playing, I want to win. I'm gonna support this group, and I'm gonna be active on a court or active on a bench, supporting my guys. So that's not a question. I want to win. Whatever it takes to win, I'll do it.
Does anyone on the team help you get comfortable in Denver, just as a city? Or
the locker room welcomed me very, very warm. All good. I've been to Denver a couple times before, so I know a little bit. But yeah, getting to know the city and the areas and stuff like that. So it's been a good transition for me.
What memories do you have of playing in Denver in years past?
I said, I think before, altitude was a tough thing to deal with, but yeah, I acclimated right now, so I'm good. It's been tough playing here, but now I'm on this side, so it's good.
This team has so many great players. Sometimes Christian Brown gets overlooked. What do you see from Christian out here? You played against him now, been around him. He does the little things, things not going on the stat sheet. Defensive plays, being active, cutting, getting the guys open. Just the movement. With the first unit, you got to have a lot of movement. It's a high passing starting five, so he does those little things, and he's been great throughout this preseason and throughout all these playing years.
When you guys are live in practice, what's the experience been like practicing against Joker and Payton?
Not easy, not easy. But yeah, he making me better. Just by going against him every day, he's making me better. He makes me to step up and bring my A game every day. Sometimes not feeling well or this, or you don't want to go hard, but he keeps me in loop to be practicing 100%.
You're a great passing big man, but he's considered maybe the greatest of all time.
Maybe a little bit better, yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Now that you're around him every day, do you ever marvel at his court vision and passing?
This is I don't know how to express his passing abilities. He's just. I think we don't need to say anything. You all see how he can pass and what his core vision is. So it's great.
When you guys play together, that new dynamic, what's that like so far? How's that transition being when you were playing with Joker at the same time?
Been great. I mean, as long as we producing, as long as our offense or defense works, that's great. It's been still preseason. We still, it's a fresh lineup like this, so we still got to work on it. But we're working every day, so we'll get that going.
Jonas, what is the secret to keeping your beard so properly trimmed?
It's not properly trimmed.
I mean, it doesn't move. You play a physical game and it just sits there perfectly trimmed.
It's
every
dry
game.
hair. It's dry, so it stands like.
Very good.
There's been a lot of talk about the first and second unit kind of trying to play the same style. How challenging is that for you? And has Joker helped you at all? Kind of.
You know, it's not going to be the same the playing style because it's different personnel. But yeah, we got to pick our strengths and put it on the court. Better shooting, better pick and roll playing, whatever it is. We just gotta know our identity. What is the second unit does. So it's not going to be the same as the first unit for sure.
Are you cognizant of being able to get Jokic time out and get him to be able to rest? The last 4 or 5 years, it's been tough to get him out of games. He's averaging like 38 minutes a game.
As I said earlier, whatever it takes, whatever it takes to win. We all gotta put our egos away and come into the building knowing that only together we can do big things. If we're gonna try, put yourself in front of everybody, that's not gonna work. We all gotta, see how we can be better as a team, not as a one person.
One more. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's been great. It's been great just kind of playing with a more traditional five. I think that helps a lot in our second unit because traditionally with the years I've been here, we've had kind of small ball fives, whether that's me playing the 4 and AG playing the 5 or Zeke sliding to the 5. And I think a lot of teams just switched everything on us as opposed to playing coverage. I think that Big Val just gives us positional mismatches. If the teams do decide to switch, we can throw it inside. And also for the guard, if they come off and there's a big on them, then you have an advantage on the perimeter as well. So I just think that it helps our offense.
Does it feel like you can run a little bit more similar things to what you do with your starters?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that way I feel like there's not a lot of differences between playing with the first and second group as far as like plays and continuities and things of that matter.
And how do you balance people being really excited about some of the improvements that you made this offseason and also staying grounded, keeping your head in the right place?
I think expectations is just come with the responsibility of the job. I think we have a really, really good team, and I think the whole NBA world knows that. And I think it's all about going out there and being a team on the court and having that chemistry and gelling and getting better throughout the year. I think from game 1 to game 82, there's going to be a drastic improvement just in our chemistry and the way we play together and just guys' comfortability. And I think that it's going to make all the difference come playoff time.
Is there anything you feel like you need to accomplish in this final preseason game to be ready for the start of the season?
Just go out there, play hard, work on my conditioning, stay healthy. But our coaching staff has really put a lot of trust and belief in me this entire preseason training camp to go out there and kind of play more like myself and have the ball in my hands, make decisions. So I've been able to work on a lot of things just in live action games against really, really talented players. So I think that that's always good for confidence. It's always good for my sharpness, and I feel great. This is the best I've felt going into a season. So I feel really, really confident, and I'm ready to play.
You got to know Joker pretty well. Last year, David took over. Adelman kind of gave you guys ownership, said he wanted everyone to be involved. Do you see that still with this group and with Joker? That's carried over into what's going to be a full season, not a short-term thing with coaching?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the message from the ownership on down is for us to kind of take control and take ownership over the team, like having Joker be vocal, having Jamal be vocal, having like our marquee guys really stepping in and helping lead not only by example but also verbally. I think it's huge. I think it's helped everybody out, and it's also just made everybody else more serious about it. I feel like for the new guys who come in, if you come in and you see Joke talking and playing hard, running the floor, last night he beat everybody down the floor on the fast break. Like, you see Joker doing that, you look in the mirror and you ask yourself, why can't I do it?
Is it weird at all trying to sort of navigate the inherent injury risk of a preseason when you're on a potential extension clock? Right? Is that something that has to cross your mind at all?
Yeah, I think it crosses everybody's mind regardless of contractual things. You know, I think every time when we come out here for practice, bro, anything can happen. You know, that's just the nature of the game. I honestly feel as though the more you play, the more you build the endurance to be able to continue to play through this long seasons. I feel like last summer I didn't play as much, and I got that soft tissue hamstring injury right before the season, and my body wasn't able to withstand going from just shooting spot shots to playing a live action game. So I think I played a lot more this summer, and I honestly think it was the best thing I could have done for my body, me personally.
On a team full of stars sometimes, not necessarily locally, but Christian can get overlooked because you have so many great players. What does he bring? He's just someone that knows him, has kind of come up with him. What does he bring every day that maybe people don't appreciate?
Oh yeah, CB's that guy. I mean, I feel like we all have seen his growth and his transformation as a player since he came in here as a 21-year-old kid. And it's great to see. I think that obviously because, like you said, we have such a great team, just those little things can get overlooked, but he's the glue for our starting unit. He does a little bit of everything. You see his playmaking this year has been phenomenal. His decision making, his shots, everything just looks more confident and more sure. And I think after playing a 82-game season, being a starter, his confidence is fully there, and we know what to expect from CB, and he knows what to expect from himself. So I'm never really surprised with what CB does, because that's just the type of person he is, hard worker, winner.
Or more outside of the basketball stuff, how does Jonas just kind of fit into the locker room, fit into the team dynamic?
I mean, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. I think I didn't even understand, kind of, just because you see him on another team and he's all big and menacing looking, and you're like, this guy might be weird. But he came in here, and bro, there's been a smile on his face ever since. I remember I saw him in the morning before media day. He had just got off an 8-9 hour flight, and he was like, boy, I need some coffee. And that made me crack up. That made me crack up literally at 8 a.m. in the morning. So Big Val, he fits in perfectly. Great dude for our culture, and also a great dude for us on the court.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peyton.
Thank you, guys.
Please, what have you seen from the kind of split ball handling responsibilities for Peyton versus how it's come along at the start of the preseason?
Yeah, he's still developing. Peyton's been really impressive, but the difference will be when they decide to put their main defender on Peyton, and we want to get him off the ball. Can other guys handle that responsibility? It's a challenge for the players because you have to know the calls as a point guard or a lead guard just as well as a guy like Jamal does, or when Aaron brings the ball up, or whatever it is. So it's not just about the ability to bring the ball up, it's about the knowledge of what you're trying to accomplish when you do it. So we just have to keep putting the ball in other people's hands and see how they can succeed.
Sometimes when a player's in Christian's position, you can see him maybe get selfish because the contract extension's out there, or they hold back. And by all accounts, from reading our guys that are there every day, he's gotten better. He's shooting better, he's doing everything. But what is it he brings? What do you see now that he's learned from a year from being a starter that he's carrying into this season?
Just more confidence. And I haven't seen anything that has to do with contract stuff with our guys at all. That's their own situation. And on our team, if you play selfishly, it sure as hell shows up because we move the ball, we play the right way. But CB, I really mean it. Like, confidence is a skill, and shooting the ball is not just about repetition and the fundamentals. It's about the belief that you can make shots, and he's really taken a step in that direction. I think about Game 7 last year against the Clippers. These small little things that stick in your mind as you get better. You draw on those experiences, and I think they show up in your consistency of every day. The normal games, not just the playoff games, preseason. So yeah, Christian's just a step higher than he was last year in belief, and it's showing up.
You almost mentioned playing alongside Joker at times, against him at practice. How much better is it going to make both of them practicing against each other?
Yeah, it's hard to mimic a guy that size. And for Nikola to bang with him underneath, we have to be careful with how much we do. We want to keep those guys healthy, but it's super important. And I think them playing together a little bit, even when it doesn't look pretty, it's good for them as well, because they have to, take different responsibilities off the ball. If Jonas is posting up, where is Nikola spacing-wise? There's a little bit of a learning thing there for the two of them. But yeah, to have a starting center as your backup to go against Nikola every day, it's a major advantage.
So it was pretty regular for Joker to play the entire first quarter.
Yeah.
Last two more the dress rehearsal kind of games. Felt like you were getting them out around the 3-minute mark. I guess how do you see that benefiting the team as a whole, or kind of what went into that kind of tweak?
I think it'll be a nightly thing. It'll change. You know, like it depends on how another team rotates. I think there's going to be games where he still plays all 12. There'll be nights where we feel like we like a lineup, a specific lineup, whether that's the big lineup, play small with Cam at the 4. And if that lineup we feel like is best for us early in the second quarter, I'll get him out. So I think it'll be night to night. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure we were one of the best first quarter teams in the league last year. So the whole 12-minute thing kind of worked out. So we have to be careful not to tweak something just to tweak it, just because somebody in the media says during the playoffs he shouldn't have played the first 12 minutes. It's like, well, he's one of the best first 12-minute guys that ever played the game. So we got to be careful with how much we tweak it, but I do think to use the roster all the way through, there's going to be nights you take him out to get him back in earlier in the second quarter to make sure that lineup works properly.
How predictive do you find preseason stats to be for what you're doing in the regular season?
None. Yeah, because the rotations aren't the same. I do think you can look at 8-minute segments and or a half where you really stuck to a rotation and take it super seriously, but then you got to take into account what the other team did too. Are they playing their main guys? Are they messing around, and playing a bench unit to see how those guys coexist? So it's there's layers to it. It's what you're trying to accomplish and what they're trying to accomplish, and then you can take something from that.
Last year when you took over, you talked about players taking ownership, and we saw that certainly with a more vocal version of Nikola.
Yeah.
Has that carried over to this year? What are you seeing? Is that what you want now over the course of 82s or through the playoffs?
I think the expectation is through 82 for them to be more vocal, but 82 is a lot. So It's just but seeing those moments when things get tough. I'd like to see Jamal, Nikola, Aaron, the guys that have been here and been through the wars, like wars in basketball terms, speak up. Okay. In film sessions, during timeouts. We're going to proactively try to stay out of their way in early timeouts, especially the amount of TV games we play. Yeah. We got a 3.5-minute timeout. There's no reason for the players not to be talking to each other. Okay. I don't think you'll see it every night just to the grind of the season, but yeah, everybody's got to take a step in that direction. You're a year older, a year smarter. You've lived through life another year. Use your leadership skills as best you can.
What are the next steps for Duran right now, just in terms of trying to get to a point where he might be able to contribute during the regular season a little bit?
I think what he's doing right now, he competed today. I brought this up, I think it was last week, but he's competing against Valančiūnas and Jokic, Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon. Now this is the best thing that Duran could be doing, is playing against high-level NBA players. Duran's direction as we get to the regular season will be decided as we talk with the front office. But I can only say this: Duran's been nothing but positive. Great attitude, good learner, good in the locker room, not just on the court. Just a great kid overall. Can really shoot the ball, and you got to remember he's coming off an Achilles. It's not like he had a sprained ankle last year, so he's playing basketball again for the first time in the last 4 months. So patience is key with Duran.
One more. Go ahead.
No. So when seeing the spacing on the floor that's created now, whether it's the two, Jonas and Jokic are better, it just feels like there's going to be even more passing lanes if that's crazy for Nikola. Is that possible? Is there even another layer to his passing game, or is it just depending on nights you need him to score more? Because it's just like I've seen him make passes in the preseason that I don't traditionally see from him. Is that just him experimenting and there's another box to open with him?
I think it's how teams guard us. If they pack the paint, you're going to see some special stuff from him because that means the weak side is available to him. But I do think the guys have made a concerted effort, at least in the preseason, to really run our stuff all the way through. Okay. And if you do that, you get more body movement, and more body movement means there is more space to play, which is who we want to be. But then again, there's going to be nights where teams are good defensively, and Jamal Murray's got to make a one-on-one play. Aaron Gordon's got to make a one-on-one play. But I think you're exactly right. If we stick to what we're trying to accomplish with body movement, you're going to see the floor really open up and space be available to really talented players.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep. Thanks, Dave.